Everything you were taught about budgeting is wrong. Not a little wrong. Completely backwards. You were told, pay your bills first, spend what's left, and save whatever's still there at the end of the month. The 1% do the opposite. They save first, they invest first, and they spend last. And they do it using a formula that the financial industry doesn't teach you in school, doesn't post on Instagram, and definitely doesn't want you to know about. It is called the 25-15-50-10 rule, and today I'm breaking it down for you in plain English. A few years ago, I was doing what I thought was the right thing. I paid my rent, I bought groceries, I paid my phone bill, and then every single month, I told myself I'd save whatever was left. The problem? There was never anything left. Sound familiar? I wasn't spending on luxury bags or fancy vacations. I was just living. Regular life. Regular expenses. But I kept feeling like I was falling behind. Like no matter how much I worked, I couldn't get ahead. Then I started learning how high income earners, and I'm not talking lottery winners, I'm talking doctors, business owners, engineers, how they actually split their money. And it changed everything for me. Because they weren't budgeting the way I was budgeting. They were using a completely different system. A system where building wealth comes first, not last. So what is the 25-15-50-10 rule? It is a money allocation framework, a way of dividing every dollar you earn into 4 buckets before you spend a single cent on anything else. Let me walk you through each one. The first bucket is housing, and you cap it at 25% of your take-home pay. That means if you bring home $4,000 a month, your rent or mortgage should be $1,000 or less. Now I know what you're thinking. That sounds impossible in Canada right now. And honestly, in cities like Toronto or Vancouver, it is nearly impossible for a lot of people. The average rent in Toronto in 2026 is still over $2,200 for a one-bedroom. But here's the mindset shift. The 1% don't accept whatever the market offers. They negotiate. They house hack. They get a roommate. They buy in a different neighborhood. They optimize. The goal isn't to find a perfect apartment. The goal is to make sure your biggest expense doesn't eat your future. If you're spending 40%, 50%, even 60% of your income on housing, you will always feel broke. Not because you're bad with money, but because your biggest expense is too big. 25% is the ceiling, not the goal. Get it as low as you reasonably can. Bucket 2 is lifestyle, and this one gets only 15%. This covers everything that isn't housing, savings, or giving. That means food, clothing, transportation, subscriptions, eating out, entertainment, everything. 15% of 4,000 take home is 600 a month. That feels tight, and it's supposed to. Here's what wealthy people understand that most of us don't. Lifestyle inflation is the silent wealth killer. You get a raise, you upgrade your car, you move into a nicer apartment, you start buying better coffee every morning, and suddenly you're making more money but you're not any richer. Studies show that high net worth Canadians, those in the top 20%, spend dramatically less as a percentage of income compared to middle income earners. The top 20% saved 12.7% of their income in 2025 according to Statistic Canada, and that's just the average. The truly wealthy, they save 50, 60, even 80%. The 15% lifestyle rule keeps you honest. It forces you to choose what actually matters to you and cut what doesn't. This is the big one, and this is where everything changes. 50% of your income goes directly to building wealth, not after expenses, not what's left over, first. This is split into a few sub-buckets. Emergency fund first. You need 3 to 6 months of living expenses sitting in a high-interest savings account, untouched. In Canada, look at EQ Bank or a HISA inside your TFSA. This is your foundation. Without it, one emergency wipes out everything you built. TFSA second. Your tax-free savings account is one of the most powerful tools available to Canadians, and most people are not using it properly. In 2026, your TFSA contribution room keeps growing. Every dollar you earn inside a TFSA, from investments, dividends, capital gains, is tax-free, forever, Maximize this every single year before anything else. RRSP third. Your registered retirement savings plan lets you deduct contributions from your taxable income today and grow your investments tax deferred. If you're in a higher tax bracket now than you expect to be in retirement, this is powerful. Non-registered investing is number 4. Once your registered accounts are maxed, you invest in a regular brokerage account. ETFs, index funds, dividend stocks, whatever your strategy is. The wealthy don't wait until they have money left over to invest. They set up automatic transfers the day they get paid. It happens before they see the money, before they can spend it. Pay yourself first every time, no exceptions. The last bucket is giving, 10%. This one surprises people. Why would you give away money when you're trying to build wealth? Here's what I've learned. Generosity and wealth are not opposites. The wealthiest people in the world and the wealthiest people in your community give consistently. They tithe, they donate, they invest in causes. Giving keeps your relationship with money healthy. It reminds you that money is a tool, not a destination. And in Canada, charitable donations also come with a tax credit, so the government essentially gives you part of the money back. 10% doesn't have to mean a charity you've never heard of. It can be your family, your church, your community, a cause you believe in, but give it a purpose. Now I know what you're thinking. This doesn't work if I'm making minimum wage. And you're right, this is a framework, not a magic formula. You might start at 25, 30, 30, 15. That's okay. The goal is to move the needle over time toward 25, 15, 50, 10. Start where you are, but be honest about where you want to go. Here are 3 steps to start today. Step 1. Calculate your real take-home pay after taxes, CPP, EI, not your gross salary, your net. Step 2. Set up 4 separate bank accounts. One for housing, one for lifestyle spending, one for savings and investments, one for giving. Label them. Automate your transfers on payday. Step 3. Audit your biggest expense first. Is your housing over 25%? That's your problem to solve, not your coffee habit, your housing. The 1% aren't smarter than you. They're not luckier. They just learned a different set of rules and they follow them consistently. Now you know the rules too. If this helped you save this video, you're going to want to come back to it when you sit down to redo your budget. And comment below, which bucket is hardest for you right now? Housing, lifestyle, savings? I read every single comment and I want to know where you're at. If you're new here, welcome. This is Simple Money Canada. I make videos every week to help newcomers and everyday Canadians actually understand money and use it to build a better life here. I'll see you in the next one.